Yes, I have a question for you guys, and I'm coming at you as a former daily journalist myself, and someone who's very involved in the BIPOC cannabis community in Washington. I'm calling regarding your story on the Shawn Kemp cannabis store, okay? And he acknowledges that he's 10% or less owner of that store. And in your coverage, you mentioned the fact that he's not the first black-owned shop. Well, we're aware of that, but there's a backstory behind that, which you all are very well aware of, I'm sure, because I wrote a press release about it that everybody's seen. The mayor's seen it. Everybody's seen it. I was part of a conference with Omari online. Everybody's seen it. So we know that there's a history here of BIPOC people not getting their stores and being discriminated against. There is a task force right now that has been created to address the problem. So, I propose to you and your staff that you interview some of us about the situation that was glossed over in the story.
Yes, regarding pot shops and the issue of BIPOC communities, we certainly know that the major issues that many people have been calling for are the fact that Shawn Kemp only owns a 10% stake in the store. And so the reporter that did that story is aware of that. And we're working, over the next couple of weeks to set up some sort of a story involving the lack of BIPOC ownership in pot shops and marijuana retail stores. So we are aware of that, and we're getting a reporter to try to focus on that, because that is indeed, it is a very valid point. We know about the mayor's task force to try to increase that, and to call it the first black owned thing, even though Shawn Kemp only owns 10% of it, that is definitely a concern. So I will certainly pitch that to our team. We have what's called the Western Washington Gets Real initiative, where we tackle issues such as, we've done lots of stories on black-owned businesses before struggling during the pandemic. So I will certainly pitch that to the team to try to talk about the issue of lack of representation and ownership by especially black-owned marijuana stores. So we are aware of that, and I will make sure that gets pitched.
Yeah, and I'll give you the names. You could talk to me. I'm the lead plaintiff on one of the lawsuits against the Liquor Control Board on policy right here. I'm also helping out Aaron Barfield and those guys over at Black Excellence in Cannabis. You could contact Omari Salisbury. He's the one who hosted the forum, which I spoke on Sunday night. You can contact me.
Oh, wow.
You can contact me, Christopher King. You can contact Brian Corbray. He's the one. Jenny Durkin, when she was lead prosecutor, she persecuted him under the federal law because they couldn't get him on the state law. And then she threatened him that if he talked about the case, that she would prosecute him for contempt of court. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this is all going on. We're ready to talk.
Gotcha. Okay. And it's Christopher King, right?
Yes, that's correct. And like I say, Omari is a major media source here, black centric media source here. I'm a former civil rights lawyer. I've worked with city council before on stuff. And I'm looking at this. We wrote a letter to Jenny Durkin the other day demanding a meeting with her about this because Brian got ripped off. A number of shops just got ripped off. They had medical licenses. They were ready to go in. They never got put in the lottery. We know of a guy who's an LCB agent who testified, as I mentioned in my press release, testified that there was racism at LCB. He said it in front of one of the state meetings. I can't remember if it was Fish and Game or something like that. But yeah, he said it, like sworn testimony. So this is, the guys at Black Excellence, they have a lawsuit right now pending in Washington, D.C. about the racism. So we need to all have a meeting. You need to interview all of us.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. I hear you, and we know it is definitely an issue. All right, so Christopher, and remind me, so I know you talked to Omari, so what is your occupation? What do you do?
I'm an activist. I mean, I do a lot of legal consulting on mortgages and real estate, but I'm an activist, and my heart was always in journalism and civil rights. I used to practice, I won civil rights trials, stuff like that, been around.
Okay.
So when I see something like this come up, I just can't ignore it.
Of course. Christopher, what's your phone number, man?
I'm at 617-543-8085.
8085. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch this story to you because it is a good one, and it's a great follow to Runji story to our Gets Real team. Who,
Okay.
we're frequently looking for more story ideas, talking about BIPOC representation in the community, and probably in the next week or so, after we probably get together and have a meeting, probably this week or next, we will certainly be reaching out and seeing if we can follow up with a story like that.
That's awesome, and we will commend you for being the first major press to do it. I've worked for major and small press and all that, and sometimes it just gets missed. But I'm glad that now that it's not missed, that you're in on it and you acknowledge it, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Yep, I will do that. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
All right, peace.
All right, bye.
That went well. Kingcast at your service.